So lately in this shed to workshop conversion, I've been working on drywall and flooring and more drywall stuff, and that's kind of where we left off in the last video about this. Now let's continue this rather slow but transformative journey. Lots of progress will be made in this video. I've got a little bit left to do here. It's night, it's gonna get cold tomorrow, but I figured it'd be nice to get this final spurt of mudding in before that. I just finished doing the second skim coat with the mudding and I'm pretty much completely out of mud. So this was the 4.5 gallon of mud compound, and after basically 2 coats here, it's gone. So this is as good as it's gonna get. And during this next step, I do my best at simulating Christmas early with a nice snowfall and all of that good stuff. And while doing the drywall at the shop, I've come to a couple of conclusions. 1, I prefer woodworking. 2, perfection in a shop is overrated. 3, the wall will eventually be covered in storage and tools and lots of stuff, so you're not really going to see the seams that much. Or so I keep telling myself. And 4, I'm really glad I wore the mask for this step. Looks good. Maybe it's not perfect everywhere, but it's a shop. I thought we should move on to something even more exciting than sanding drywall edges, which would be painting the walls, because that is so much fun. Okay, let's do something real. So here are 2 things that relate to what I'm making next. Stacks of rustic white oak flooring, actually the same floor that I put down in the little shop as well as in the big shop, and the 4 windows I installed in the shop this summer. The windows are all the same size, good thinking on my part, and not only do they bring in light, they also provide a good opportunity to make fancy solid oak window trim. Because if it is one thing that I am determined to do with this space, is to fill it with as much warm wood as I possibly can. That's why I painted the walls white, to contrast a lot of wood. So I just did some measurements in the shop, and I need 8 of these panels, where I have 2 boards glued up. These are both like 40 inches. And then I need 12 panels with 3 of them glued up. Actually, I really like using flooring in this way. I think it's pretty neat that you can utilize this material in this way. I mean, the pieces are already tongue and grooved, ready to fit together. And who says that these pieces can only go onto a floor? I mean, you can obviously use them for counters and tabletops and a million other uses. So I got 20 panels glued up, and now I'm gonna rip the side so I can remove the tongue and groove, and then use the planer and make them nice and smooth. So the pieces that I'm cutting up right now, they're actually just for the 1 window to start with, so I can get my sizes and everything right. It requires a lot of wood to do trim work. If you think about it, you know, all the sections around the window, and normally, you know, I would have probably used MDF or pine or something like that. So it's kind of a luxury to be able to use oak for 4 of these windows. The other thing that's kind of a luxury that I still haven't gotten used to is having a nice planer in the shop. It's really turning out to be one of my favorite tools, just to be able to get the glue lines off real quick and smoothen out the pieces. I mean, it would have taken so much longer using a sander. Of course, you know, not impossible, that would have been fine. But it's nice to be able to get all the pieces of a consistent thickness as well, and it's just nice and quick. But now let's take a quick break and do some different work before continuing with the trim. And I'm going to be using these panels in the shot behind me here. And for that we need to go outside. One thing I need to do is add some skirting under there. So I partnered with Refrigiware on this video, and their clothes are specifically made to withstand cold temperatures. So you can get work done outside even if it is snowing like here. This is the nicest feeling because I can get messy and dirty, and I could crawl under the shed again if I wanted to. I love these things. So I'm wearing their overall and boots here, and they offer an array of different clothes for both men and women. Jackets, vests, other overalls, etc. And I've been testing out a bunch of their clothes lately, and they definitely keep you warm. So I actually found this like vinyl lattice in the closet in the shop while cleaning it out. And I don't know where the old homeowners used it around here, but I figured that would be perfect, and I can patch it together to make it work. And I really like the idea of reusing stuff instead of throwing it away, so let's do that. It is very cold outside. Normally I wouldn't be out in this temperature, but I'm very cozy. So let's get some work done. Like many of you guys who also make and build things, working outside is just part of life, right? I mean, I used to have an outdoor shop in Oregon where I spent many days being miserable using tools outside in the winter. And I didn't exactly have a choice, so you just do what you have to do. And I don't actually mind working outside. I rather like it. I just don't like being cold. I mean, who does? But I have to say, when wearing these Refrigiware clothes, I don't want to go inside at all. I am actually ready to do more work and spend time outside, which is really nice. I've got my panels, I've got my cut list, so now I'm gonna cut them to size and then assemble. Let's go make sure that looks reasonable before I start putting them together. Come on, Darwin. So I'm making sure the sides fit and everything is good before marking out the windowsill, which is going to sit inside the window, wrapping around the side trim. Okay, let's go cut out the parts for the windowsill, and then I think I can assemble. Let's see if this is gonna work. I'm using an 18 gauge nailer here because I was out of 23 gauge nails, and for a dry fit I don't recommend it because it's really hard to remove if it's not good. So I just did like a test mock-up on the window, and I did not like it. It's way oversized for these windows, which I, should have figured. So I'm going to redesign a bit and make these a little bit smaller. It's like a gothic extravagance here. God. So second try. So I cut all the pieces down slightly to just make the profile a little bit smaller. So here's my new drawing. The windows measure 28 by 38 inches. And previously I was thinking that slightly chunky trim would be nice, but once I saw it on, I changed my mind. So the slightly slimmer trim profile features 3-inch wide trim on the sides, if you take into account both the side trim and the interior trim of the window, and then the top and the bottom sections are a little bit thicker at 3 3/4 inch. Now, in terms of window trim and design, there are obviously a lot of different ways you can go here. The biggest choice, I think, is really whether or not you do mitered corners. Personally, I really prefer this more craftsman style look, where the top sections are not mitered. Plus, it reflects a little more the way I did the trim outside. I'm simply securing this with the 18 gauge nails into the studs. And later I also did add some screws on the bottom trim underneath the windowsills, because that's what's really holding up the weight of all the pieces. So I cut up all the pieces for the remaining of the windows. And I'm just looking at this trim here and it just looks so great. It just, adds such a nice feel. I think that's really what I'm going for in this space overall. Like that really comfortable feeling when you walk in, where you just want to spend all this time. You want to, really get into the craft and learn new things. A really cozy space. So adding these window trims, I think it really is going to go a long way towards making it, feel really great to be in here. So I really like the way this one came out. But yeah, let's put up the rest. Then the other thing you obviously can do if you want is to route profiles and get a little bit more fancy. I've really kind of gone away from that look. Now I tend to lean towards simpler profiles and less ornate styles, so I decided to not do any routing of the trim at all, other than just round over the windowsill a little bit. So all in all, I'm adding trim work on the inside of the windows to wrap it in, including the windowsill, and then sections around the window, with the top and the bottom being slightly thicker, and to cap it off, a small trim piece at the very top, because I think that adds a nice profile, looks nice. So that is my window trim. I think I do want to fill in some of these gaps a little bit and then do some sanding, and then once I'm done with that I'll probably do a coat of shellac or something like that, just to give it a little bit of protection, and I think that's gonna be it. I'm not it doesn't have to be perfect, but there are a couple of things here that I think I want to take care of. So I'm gonna continue with these 2 remaining windows, but I'm so happy about the way it's turning out. It looks really nice, feels really good to be in here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!